make sure my Wi-Fi is off because that sure does help me to get better. Yeah, we're good. All right. This one is, as many of mine, no promotion whatsoever. I didn't warn you guys, and so it'll be a while before people join. And we may just have 6 people here, and that's okay. That's the way it goes, and I understand. Sometimes I just don't know that I'm going to do a live shave, and so I can't give people notice. But here's what today's live shave is about. This is the 450th shave on the Nacet. I'm going to pause after this shave using this blade, set it aside for a while, and play around with other blades because that lets me enjoy other razors in new ways. Okay, and so that's a special kind of landmark deal here with the Nacet. And then just for fun, I also wanted to, because I've got COVID and my snaz here is not smelling anything, I thought it would be a great time to revisit soap bases and soap scents that don't uh, that don't attract me very much with their scent or that sort of thing. You know, when you've got things like Admiral and Cerberus and these all these Milk Steak and Noble Otter and these new releases, Southern Witchcraft has so many great scents and Barrister and Man. I mean, it's easy to stay within a little group of vendors, right? Because the scents are just amazing. Well, now I can't smell them. So let's play around with the soap bases. So here we go. I made a list of about 20 different soaps, and what we'll do is I'll just check them off as we play around with them. And since today is live, you guys can help me make that decision. Oh, dang it. See, I didn't think about it ahead of time. Let me go get my Chromebook so I can see the chats. Hey, Jay, welcome, welcome. Hey, while I go get my Chromebook, you guys get ready with your pause button. Okay? These are the soaps that I'm going to choose from here. So hit pause right now on the feed so that you can look over and you can vote and tell me what you want as your soap base. All right, so hit pause now while I go get my Chromebook. All right, very good. Sorry, that's a little bit of lack of planning on my part, but after all, this was quite a impromptu event here. Fortunately, my Chromebook is running, so I don't need to start it up. So take a look at the and kind of remark in the comments what you would mostly enjoy seeing. Anything menthol. Now that's a good idea. I do have a couple of menthol soaps. Okay, there we go. There is the. All right, there you guys are. Jay's there. Linus is there. Oh, Linus is only halfway through the Den Tour video of razors. I totally understand. I am working through, and I've gotten through the first 20 minutes of putting in some milestones so you guys can jump around as you need to. KG is there. And KG, you mentioned something. I just answered a comment of yours. Oh, yeah, you had a great comment about Simpson's brushes. And you had a couple of examples where the brush was quite different, even in the same grade of hair. The best, you know, and your like one you got for your dad was different than or softer than the one you got, you know, for yourself. The menthol idea, Dan, is a really good idea. I don't have too many menthol soaps because I don't enjoy them, but I do have maybe one by. I've got Cannonball by, you know, Summer Break, and I've got a menthol soap by Paladin. Hakime is here. Alex is here. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, everybody get your pause button ready again in case you missed it. I've got a bunch of soaps that I've picked out. And I'm going to show you again. And then I'll start prepping for the shave. You guys can hit pause and pick out what you might want to use. We've got Bulgari, CBL, Cella Bio, or Cella actually, Cella, the 1 kilogram block, Cooper and French, Cold River Soapworks Sheep, Dapper Dragon, Dr. Ditmar, DR Harris, Fatip Gold Docs, Holy Black, Le Père Lucien, Mondial, Soap Company, Soap Commander, Sterling Sheep, Sudsy Soapery, Valobra Hard Soap, Van Ule, and the Williams Vintage. So you guys remark about what you might want to use there, and that's what we'll use today to start things off. I'll make a better little voting thing with like a Google form or something like that for later. For more stuff. Alex says, "Can you get a reasonable shave with one pass with the grain?" Um, yes, yes, I can, but it usually requires a certain razor and a certain blade, and then the better chances are if you buff. This is what buffing is. Like instead of just doing long stroke, long stroke, long stroke, and then doing the same over here, buffing is like this. And so you're going to be hitting the areas a few times by the time you leave a certain zone. And there are guys who do that style, and they can get the whole thing done in one pass. But yeah, there are a few little scenarios where the right razor and the right blade will get me a really nice shave in just one pass with the grain. Sometimes it means your technique just has to be aces, right? Valobra, Jay, hey there. If you're being serious, Valobra is one of those that's been around for a long time, and it's one of those few that are like tobacco, where it's been a hard soap for a long time. They do have a soft version, kind of like along the lines of Cella an almond type, but they have hard pucks as well. Now they just got bought out by somebody, I think maybe Perazzo, and so we're all praying that they don't dispose of that hard puck formula, since so many with fine accoutrements losing their hard pucks. Um, we're seeing that classic, amazingly performing hard puck type medium. We're seeing it kind of disappear. Okay, we got 2 votes for Valabra. That might be a good guy to start out with. I sure do like him. He's not strong in the scent department. There's a patchouli scent, a fougere scent, and a scent they call Cologne. And what I have is the Cologne scent. And here's what the puck looks like. In fact, there's a soap out there. It may be maybe Check and Speak or something like that, where Valabra, they're the people who actually make the soap. Is it number 88? I can't remember. They're the people who actually make the soap, and so the soap is that high performance level. And the Check and Speak people are what designed the fragrance that gets put into it. Well, hey, all right. I'm seeing Valabra so far mentioned a couple of times. So if anybody has anything else, I'll start prepping, and we'll see if there are any more votes that come in. Gotcha. Valabra does have a soft soap version that has a menthol version as well. But I don't know. I don't know if they've closed down. Well, I guess if the whole company's been taken over, then maybe they would be kind of hard to get everywhere. Oh yeah, the Sterling Sheep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that one as well. Yeah, the Sterling Sheep. I've got that. I've got that here. I've actually got the legit sheep. So maybe I should have put Mitchell's wool fat. I'll add Mitchell's wool fat to that list as well. All right, so prep. I've got my brush soaking. We're going to use the Timeless Solid Bar 68 Titanium. Not sure if you're aware, but Floris. Okay. See, I've never tried Floris. I don't know too much about it. I've heard of the name. I've definitely seen it. It's got some big fans. I may have done a little bit of research for it, but it's been reformulated now. Okay. Well, that's always encouraging. Well, I'm doing as best I can with the COVID. I don't have a sense of smell, and I'm really more tired than I usually am at this point. But it's I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay, and let's see. Let's get that Nacet out. Where did he go? He's going to be an important part of this shave, right? Where did he go? Now that would just be stupid if I couldn't find the very thing I was going to be supposed to be celebrating, right? Did I put it in a strange place? I had to kind of reorganize a little bit. Okay, that blade right there is the. You guys are getting a really close look up at my face right now. Okay, here's the envelope for the Nacet. Is it in there? Now that's just crazy. If this is the 450 shave and it's not, and the Nacet's not involved, so if we have to postpone it, we will. Maybe somebody snuck in at the last moment and stole the valuable blade, right? It's not on the floor. All right, I'm going to have to. I was checking the little envelope to see if I placed it in the envelope. I did not. Okay. What soap did I use the last time? What did I use recently? It dissolved. It's rounded as the edge of the frisbee. The end of the Nacet. Yeah, I lost it. Oh no. The Gillette winter guy. Nice, man. You guys are hilarious. You guys really are. That's great. All right. What? If I could find what? If I could remember what razor I used last. Oh, it was the Wolfman. Let me go look at that. No, it was not in my Wolfman Gorilla. Well, I hate to keep you guys waiting. So I'll just have to. Okay, did I put it higher up somewhere that I don't normally put it? See, that's what happens when you clean and reorganize. You should just never do that. You should never ever clean because disaster can happen. And the soap that I used last, could it be on top of the soap I used? What did I use last? I used I wanted to have fun with a base because I couldn't smell it, I don't think. Since those blades are kind of reflective, it's surprisingly how easy you can lose track of those. It can be right in front of you and you just don't see it, you know? It can be on something reflecting another color, and so you don't see the silverness of it all. And sometimes I put a blade on top of something else. Okay, oh, that's right. I bet oh, Mystic Water. I used the Mystic Water the last time. Okay, well, here is the soap, and it's not with it. Well, I'm sorry. That's just... Oh, man. I don't know where it could be. It didn't go under my little cloth here. I never picked that up. Oh, well. I am in the Eastern time zone, so yeah, it's pretty much 11 o'clock where I am too. This is this is better than the ending of Lost, man. That wouldn't be too hard to achieve, right? That sucked. Gillette Tech was the last razor? No, it wasn't. It was the Wolfman Gorilla. Yeah, 449 Mystic Water. Okay, I found the Mystic Water. Okay, what do you guys want to do? You want me to look around just for another couple minutes, or shall we pick another blade? Oh, okay. Yes. Um, the last one might have been the Tech because I broadcasted a different schedule. Look at count number 449. Yeah, Walden, you got it right. No, wait, Gillette Tech and the what? That's crazy talk. Mystic Water was the last one, and oh yeah, the Gorilla was with Cerberus. Yes, okay, I see that. Um, okay, maybe I'm not remembering. Oh yeah, that's right. Not the Tech, because you said Tech, you didn't say flat bottom Tech, and so that's why I'm. Yeah, that's right. The flat bottom Tech. Thank you. I'll check that razor. You might have just saved the day. Yes, it's there. Well done. Well done. See, what am I going to do without my team? Excellent. All right, get my Chromebook back and save the day, man. Nice thinking. Very good. Manish Bula is here. Love to shave. Oh, cool. From over at Badger and Blade. Very nice. Yeah, HD is here. I just watched your shave today with that razor I'd never heard of, that Sunray or something like that, a 1912 version. That was cool. And he was using the old Colgate soap. Yes, Jana, you are correct. This will be the 450th time I have shaved with the same blade, and the twist is never actually flipped it except for one mistake. So 449 shaves on one side of the blade is what we are looking at. I'm glad you guys are here. It was like a little mini game of Clue that Nacet been shaved so many times. Yes, it crossed over into the fourth dimension. Ah, yes, yes. All right, all right. Okay, now we can start to come back to the world of normalcy here. I'll um, get my Chromebook back into a place where I can see it. You guys are great. I just knew it, it just was somewhere nearby. And so my little UK Tech is, where did I put him? He's right here. He's right here somewhere. I went and I picked him up. I think I had to. Oh yeah, he was just hiding. He was on top of the Valobra puck. There we go. Okay. Oh, Manish Bully, you've been around. Yeah. Okay. You saw it on his 300th shave. Yeah. Yep. Dude, now you see, this is why I have to shave with the blade so many times, is because you saw my big razor collection, right? No, this is just purely scientific curiosity. Walden, you saved the day. Thank you, sir. Ah, all right, so, and sure enough, inside I didn't drop the blade, I dropped the top cap. Inside the tech. That's right. A cost per shave for the Nacet. Nice, nice. All right. Very good, very good. Oh, hey, you guys want to see a little genius maneuver on my part? When I did the announcement of the razor tour, you might have noticed that all my razors were laid out kind of on a bed. Well, that was the day before, and I had to go to sleep. But where am I going to put all my razors? I don't have right here. They were all stacked up in totes, folded over with towels and t-shirts so that they wouldn't come in contact with each other. And I didn't want to, you can only fit so many of those in a tote and stuff. And I didn't want to redo all that only to pull them all out the next day, right? What do I do? Well, I just had an epiphany as I looked around the room and got resourceful. I'll show you what I did. I looked over at a shelf unit from Walmart that was plastic and it had these holes in it, like it's supposed to be garage shelving. And I thought, hey, I could clear off these pantry items and put it on there. Then I looked around and I saw a laundry hamper. This is heavy. And so I'm going to have to turn it the right way. I put 91 plus razors. And then I put the laundry hamper on its side. And so there we go. It's pretty heavy. Yeah. Jonna, are Wilkinson sword blades sharper or duller than derbies? Well, my friend, the real thing is, do they feel sharp when you shave with them? And unfortunately, nobody can tell you that. The good news is both of those are cheap options, and if you go and buy a tuck of each, then you'll just have to try them for yourself. And also, if you use it with one razor, try them both with one razor, and then you switch to another one, that could change, and you may like a different razor with a different blade. And so it's one of those things where it's very subjective. Blades are the most subjective part of our hobby. And so it's one of those things, nobody can really give you the answer to that question. And if somebody tells you which one is sharper, then they're kind of betraying the fact that they don't know enough about wet shaving. At least that objectivity part of it. I get decent shaves, not phenomenal shaves, but I get decent shaves with both the Wilkinson sword and the derbies. But many people will say the derbies are junk. So if you had to try one first and you could only choose one, I would do the Wilkinson swords. Personally, but for your face, the derbies may work better in whatever razor you have. And some people like sharp blades. Some people like to have a smoother blade because maybe they're using a more aggressive razor. Not only does your skin and stubble offer variables, but the razor. If a person is using an aggressive razor, but you like a mild razor, then their blade recommendations are probably not going to apply to you very well, even to a greater degree. All right, Hakime says Nacet start. They should for all the advertisement. You know what? That's the whole reason I started with the Nacet actually, is because I got it in a sampler back in 2018 maybe, and I started using it, and I was really amazed at how well it did for me in several different razors. And I didn't see very many people using it. And that's the whole reason that I picked it for that austere August back then, is to just tell people about this blade that I didn't see very much of. So yeah, you know, if there's lots of blades, if there are lots of Nacets these days, it may be because of me. All right, guys. Um, we've got the Duke 3 Manchurian Simpson brush soaking. We've got the Timeless Titanium 68. It wielded the Nacet so well the other day. A couple of shaves I had with it that I thought, you know what, it's a great one to bring back. In a way, I really like having access to my razors in this hamper here, because at any point I can just pick from any of my razors instead of only picking from a select few that might be in the front of a shelf or something like that. HD, no, the that hamper is a lot more studly than the ones offered at the Dollar Tree. Five timeless razors would have collapsed the Dollar Tree hampers. All right, all right. The Timeless 68 is in the books there. And okay, where did we land on the soap? I think a lot of people had chosen. I think we've got more people joining now. Um, the Valobra was the most popular choice. You guys get to pick the soap base. These are the ones I'm thinking about today. Bulgari, CBL, Cella Bio, Cella the 1 kilogram block, uh, Cooper and French, Cold River Soapworks Sheep, Dapper Dragon, DR Ditmar, DR Harris, or maybe that's Dr. Ditmar, Fit Jar, Gold Docs, Holy Black, La Pere Lucien, Mondial, Soap Commander, Sterling Sheep, Sudsy Soapery, Valabra, Van Ule, Williams Vintage Formula, and then also Mitchell's Wool Fat. We'll add that to the list. Um, yes, KG. We may need scientific notation to tell how many cents uh, I have had done with a per shave value on that Nacet. Um, you could probably get it's very common to find a deal where you get 100 Nacets for $11. So if anybody wants to take $11 and divide that by 100, that's one blade. All right, now divide that by 450, and then there's our math. All right, if nobody else jumps in with their vote, then we will go with Valabra because that had the most votes earlier. And then what I'll do is we'll mark them off as we use them up in the next few weeks here. And I will put out a form for you guys, and you can vote, and we'll do them in the order you guys think that they might be done. So this is the Cologne scent. I had to write it down because it's very dark writing on here. And this is a soap that has been discontinued because Valobra got sold to, is it Perazzo? Very, very lightly scented, even when I can smell. But performance is very nice. Oh, I need to scroll. There, you guys have been talking and my thing didn't auto scroll. Oh, there we go. No, I saw that part. Okay. Oh, Cella. 2 cents per shave. That can't be right. There we go. There we go. Let's see. That would be 200ths, 2000ths, 24 100,000ths of a cent. That looks a little closer to what it might be there. I knew I could depend on a few of you guys to do that. Very cool. All right. So I don't see any votes, and so any more. Additionally, see that's a hard puck right there. All right. And he will swell and become a little bit more a part of the container when you use him more. All right. So I'm going to get my face wet. And then, I need to get this, get my writing away from all the water splashes. Okay, very cool. That's all right, man. Okay, he missed a few decimals, and that's okay. So we've got the Duke 3 by Simpson, doing a comparison back and forth with it and a Sterling Finest. So far, the Sterling Finest is winning. Speaking of winning, how about that winning razor? I want to try that out sometime. All right, so most of the water's shaken out. If it starts to rotate, I think I have enough flexibility where I can squeeze this to keep it from rotating. And this has been a while, so how about we do like 45 seconds of loading, 31 right there, so we'll go to 16 on the next minute. So we've got kind of some suds developing there. Just for you guys, if you do start loading a soap and you don't have those airy bubbles pop up right away, in general, to me, that's where I would add a little bit more water. Of course, you can choose your own path about how you load your soap, but that's usually a clue to me that I need more water involved. And the water helps to pick up that soap from the top of the surface of the puck. Okay, there we go. What did I say? I said 45 seconds, right? Okay, I think that's what it was. All right. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of this stuff that's around on my hands, just for grins. This is definitely regarded by many shavers out there as a well-performing soap. It's one of those that people have lamented when it slowed down in production and when the company was sold to maybe Peraza or whoever. So here we go. The last EDP I smelled before my scent sniffer went out of commission was from Southern Witchcrafts. I had just gotten it in from an order, and it was Lycanthropy. And just for a little trivia, I'll tell you about it. If you like Gray Flannel by Jeffrey Bean, bought that from Amazon like last year because I liked the bowling green from Jeffrey Bean, and the description of the gray flannel sounded interesting. Well, I wore it a few times, and what happens with gray flannel is, in the beginning, there's some kind of feminine note. And here's what we're looking at right now, with just the moisture that was in the brush combining with the soap that was loaded, and we can tell right now that we've got plenty of soap to do the job. We'll just keep adding water. The gray flannel had some kind of introductory note that was floral and ladylike, and so what I did, but if I waited, then that cottony scent and kind of a laundry type scent would stay there, and then something like woody or something nice would be left over. So as long as I kind of endured through the opening notes, then I would enjoy having the scent. But I just really didn't enjoy that opening part. So I put the gray flannel, as much as I didn't want to, in my to sell list, right? Well, the Lycanthropy reminded me about all the things that I like about the gray flannel. Very wearable. It's a little less cottony than the gray flannel is, but it's how the gray flannel smells once all the lady stuff has burned off. And so I like that. So I think it's very wearable. It's a motif, of course, with wolves. But there's nothing musky in it at all. It's very wearable and tame, in my opinion. Oh, now that is a good question. What's the first soap scent that I want to smell? I've been told the average is about 30 days before you get your smeller back. That's a very good question. Now, that's also the kind of question that puts me into a tailspin because I have to think about all of them, right, to answer it properly. Yeah, that could change from week to week. But man, there are a couple that I really enjoy just so much that are unique. Um, like Admiral. There's a smoky note in Admiral that I just love. Lamplight Penance. Oh man, that one. It's kind of similar. It's got that burned lamp wick kind of smell. It's just so unique. Now look at this lather. Look at that awesome creaminess that we've got going here with the Valobra puck. And you know, I haven't really seen too many Valobra pucks um, for sale in a while. Either people are keeping them, or in terms of on the used market, you know, I guess people are just keeping what they have. Yeah. Um, who knows? A lot of times, what I want to smell just depends on my mood. If I'm up for something fresh and light and easy to get along with, or if I'm with something, you know, studly and harsh, Diamond is always a favorite from Barrister and Mann. Um, yeah, that's going to vary. We've got about 17 mils of water added in, and it's coming along nicely. Now, Valobra has the privilege of being in this neat assortment that I bought from a Reddit member on the bazaar, and I still have the box. I probably used it just to hold a lot of miscellaneous items, but it was just a miscellaneous box that had a bunch of great stuff that I just never thought to try. And so for that person, it was probably just miscellaneous stuff, but for me, it was a whole new world, and it was good stuff for the most part of it. And it wasn't a bunch of like Barrister and Mann and Declaration Grooming. It was I Coloniale and Valobra and, you know, a whole bunch of stuff that it really broadened my horizons. And so I was very blessed to start out with such a great choice and with a lot purchase. And right now we're down to 25 milliliters. We're shaving off a normal 24 hours here. I wasn't getting very much of a cologne scent from this soap even when uh, I could smell, even like 2 years ago. I've had this for a few years now. Probably got it in 2000, probably late 2017 actually. That's one thing I love about hard soaps. They just don't expire. HD Shaves will tell you he just was working on a Colgate puck here recently. Looks like we have plenty of lather. Let's look at how it acts, okay? Let's kind of wiggle it, pull it up. Oh, look at how elastic that felt. Oh, now, but look, he's holding himself up. He's got a lot of support there. Let's add just a little bit more water, and then we'll go on with it. Also found my horse brush after moving. I lost sight of a few brushes, and so I've kind of been using the same ones for a while. The Zenith Extra Soft. I think I might actually like it a lot. Oh, HD Shaves. Speaking of, I was about to say the horse brush. I'm looking forward to watching it break in. Well, HD just recently got the C5 Torga from Samog, and that guy's he's got a lot of backbone right away, and so HD Shaves is in for some backboney shaves where it eats the lather, and you have to go back and get more soap. Oh, and HD. When I said about 25 lathers, 20 lathers before it got nice, those usually involved about half an hour to 45 minutes or an hour of soaking prior to the shave. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know if you could do a 3-minute soak prior to each shave and have the same count, you know, where it starts getting comfy. Don't know, but just throwing that out to you. All right, I am gonna a little bit more water on my face. Episode of Lost. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, I could have said the Nacet. It was just a dream. It was you. You were in heaven. Now, one thing I am enjoying about this brush is it's not super dense. It does have pretty comfy tips, and so I would, be able to enjoy it if it was my only brush. However, often it does have kind of a light, wiry, ropey kind of scrub to it that the Sterling does not have. And so that's kind of where the Sterling starts beating it out a little bit. Oh yeah, performance here. See, and this is a soap that is, probably 5 years old. This is the same formula that was out there 5 years ago, and there are soap bases, modern ones that are trying to chase this kind of performance. Of course, they're also chasing the moisturizing aspect. So I think we're pretty good here. I'm just going to work it in just a little bit more. And I can feel the slickness here as I'm trying to grab. This is just perfect. Ultra hydrated. You can see how it's kind of just leaking around. If it was too dry, it just wouldn't be getting everywhere like this. Just perfect. Let's get a little of it between my other fingers here and just kind of feel it for a second. Oh yeah, creaminess. In a way, I feel bad because many of you guys just aren't going to be able to get a hold of this soap. And I don't know. Maybe it's good to talk about it so that we have a nice history of such good soaps. All right, I think we're good to start chopping these hairs down with a very fortunate number of 450 shaves. And it's so slippery that I'm having to kind of wash my hand off because the razor, this titanium handle with soapy fingers is quite slippery. All right. Oh, and see, that's so wonderful. You know what I'm curious about? Some of those guys out there, people are dropping. Am I coming in clear? Somebody leave a message, leave a note. Has everything frozen up? Somebody write something so I can tell we're all still connected. Okay, thank you, Walden. That was terrific. No tugging at all, moving through the hair nicely. Very nice. All right, get some water. $4K Dolby Smell Vision. Nice. And thank you, Alex, for and Hakime and Jonna for reporting in. Thank you. Oh man, this feels great. Man. Cross grain now. I like the buffing method here, because as long as you start slow, then what your body learns to do, and buffing, I mean, I'm going over in short strokes like this. If I go over a new area, number one, visually, I'm looking, and I'm going to mess up my angle here, like that. And if I see more whiteness behind my razor than is appropriate, then I'll know that my angle is not right. I mean, the blade did not cross the way it should. And so then my eyes will instantly tell my hands to adjust things. And then on one of my trips back over that area, I'll make that adjustment. And then I'll feel it and I'll see it. I'll also be listening for the sound of the cutting. Of course, I'm feeling it as we go. And then when what I'm actually feeling for is the change. There's that kind of stubbly feeling right away, and then I feel like that stubbly feeling has disappeared, and so then I move on to the next area. You start it out slowly, and then you can get faster just natively, and everything happens in a fraction of a second, thanks to God's wonderful design of our human body, and our nerves, and our ears, and our eyes. Jonah. Ah, okay. Yeah, you should definitely blame your parents on that one. I'm sorry. But thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. Very good. Jonah. Roger that. All right. Feeling good. Water here. Third pass. All right, hey, while we're doing these passes, what do you guys want to see next? What soap? Sterling Sheep was mentioned. What do you guys feel like for next time? That Sterling Sheep is so good. Yeah, I tell you what, Sterling used to have this tagging feature on their website when you search for the soaps, and I wasn't able to find it this past visit. And that was actually how I discovered the scents that were all in the Sheep lineup. I wouldn't have ever known about Glastonbury, Port-au-Prince, Varin, of course the ones that say sheep, like Electric Sheep, Scots Pine Sheep, of course those are the mutton base. But the other three I would have never known otherwise, except for that tag, but now it's not there. See, Jonah picked up on an initial musky smell, and that's all right, but it should dissipate as you lift that, as you leave that cap open, or just get COVID. It'll dissipate right away. But yeah, it's I like the beef tallow base from Sterling, but then when you hit that lather right on the sheep tallow base, it's another level. It's another level. That's one to go Sterling sample. You know, what are they? 5 or 6 different sheep ones. So spend about 15 or 18 bucks. Get samples of each one. I did that, and I'm glad I did. All right. Face looks great. And I'm glad to bring a lot of these other ones to you, because a lot of people don't even know how good Gold Dox is, for instance. Some people think that Mitchell's wool fat is very ornery, so I've been looking forward to bring that to you guys. You know what? Just using Mitchell's wool fat, you'll probably see me do both as I chase it down and play with it. And so, Linus, if you're watching my videos with Mitchell's, and you don't see me do one of those extremes just by nature, feel free to jump in and remind me, and I'll do that. And I'm just have this brush is nice. It's only by comparison that the Sterling Finest shines, and the fact that the Finest is so much cheaper. And unless you're specifically looking for tips that aren't quite as awesomely soft as the Finest, you know, then I think anybody would choose the Sterling over, unless you live in the UK and just want to, you know, you got tons of money and you want to support a historic brand. I could see doing that. I could. You know, I get that. But in general, now we've done such a nice job that I don't even feel the blade here. So to make things a little more challenging, I am going to angle up a little bit more just to kind of pick up some extras. But that's a good idea, Linus. Initially, I did get some good responses when I would mess up a lather. I would think about maybe not, in the early days, I would think about not putting it online. But then I had so many people mention the fact that, man, I really learned more about lather with as you fixed your mistake. Now this feels really nice, and so I'm going to go ahead and switch to the against the grain part right here. Yep, no tugging at all. Oh yeah, it just feels good. That's the perfect lather right there. I was guessing at it, and I guessed right. I haven't used it in a long time in terms of adding water, and just nailed it. It was this perfect level of hydration, but still creamy to the feel. Man, I sure hope they don't ditch this formula. But I guess with the soft soap market the way it is, it's probably easier to make that, maybe even quicker, you know, to shove out some cropes instead of having hard soaps curing and that kind of thing. Plus, they last a lot longer, and it's probably not what companies want. They want something their customers kind of burn through a little quicker, right? So I guess maybe I'm not too hopeful that the Valobra hard soap formula is going to make a comeback. See, if I would do 4 passes like you, my face would not be happy. Now, you know, that's normal. Some people can't do that. And Jonah, I'll answer your question in just a second. It was. I bought a tobacco puck from Amazon just several days ago, and it was fortunately the old tallow formula. And I bought it with the faith that the ingredient list on the ad said tallow, and so then I knew that if they sent me the new version, I could return it for free. Now, Alex, it's very possible that if you improve your lather and skill, then you could do 4 passes and be fine. Unless, of course, you're a big fan of aggressive razors, and then I could see maybe how that just is never going to work for you. But this guy's the 68. He's mild and smooth. I also have a very light touch. You see me this whole time, I'm holding the razor very lightly. He can easily move over the bumps in my skin. Sometimes the razor slips out of my hand because I'm just holding it enough to keep control of it. And so that lightness and the high water content in my lather, that water content makes it slicker. The slickness protects me. And so all those things combined together make me able to do a 6-pass shave and not get any irritation at all. Plus, of course, this Nacet blade is very smooth because it's quite old. But I can do the same thing with a younger blade too. Hakime is on Amazon buying Mitchell's Wool Fat. Back in 2020, Mitchell's Wool Fat had a bad production run where it was really bad lathering soap, but it seems like they've fixed it. Well, look, samples, that's not too bad, right? Pick up a couple of sterling samples. That's not like a full commitment, like a whole puck. Pick a couple of samples. Yeah, hey, if you want advice about how not to buy stuff, don't talk to me. Oh, Blackbird. He's too aggressive for me, man. Um, it's a beast for me as well. I I was having trouble doing one pass with a Blackbird. Yeah, yeah. That some guys have skin that works with a Blackbird. Not me. Water on my face now. A couple of you guys were on uh, my video about the razors, and um, there were a few questions as I watched the chat back that I missed because they just rolled out of my view, that kind of thing. And so always feel free on a normal video to post that question as a comment, um, or in a chat like this. You guys have already asked some questions, and that's just never a problem. And if I still don't see it, like in a chat situation, always feel free to paste it again. There's no problem at all. Totally fine. Um, you know what? I'm feeling the COVID a little bit lightheaded when I stood back up. So you're welcome, man, for the knowledge. Feel a little lightheaded, so I'm gonna be careful. But I'm fine. I'm fine. But it's getting toward the end of the day. All right. Oh yeah, we have nice closeness. So that is 450, man. So we had drama with the 450th shave. Oh, we almost couldn't find the blade. Oh man, what blade am I going to shave with next? I don't know. Um, I've got some great ones. Um, I have a couple of vintage ones. I have a spoiler, which is a wonderful vintage blade that I'm looking forward to playing around with. Or, I mean, just all of them shave really well. The kind of the top 10 that I kind of keep around. And I have a normal Nacet. This is not the only Nacet that I have. In addition to this Nacet, I've got a young one, and whenever it gets up to about 12 or 15, because I'm testing it like in a new razor I might get in, then I'll throw it away. That sort of things. But this is of course, my marathon Nacet. Oh, the Valobra. Oh, that worked. That was really good today. But now I wonder if Check and Speak is still available. Then you could get the Valobra base. If the Valobra got phased out, I wonder if the Check and Speak did as well. Thank you, Linus. oh, oh man. Oh, now, Alex, you said it's not. What was that in reference to? Maybe you're continuing typing. I'll wait and see if there's a clarification on that one. I'm afraid I lost that train of thought. You're probably on the Check and Speak, still available. I bet that's what you're referring to. Right. Yeah. Okay. I see it. Okay. Understood. Understood. All right. So, with that amount of loading that I did, I think 45 seconds of loading looks to be a little, pretty much perfect. I could do with a little bit less extra lather, but, soap is cheap. And so this is perfect. Perfect lather. Didn't dissipate at all. Highly wet. Protected me easily. I could just, even after the shave was done for each pass, throw a little bit of water on there, and feeling that slickness that was all over my face was just tremendous. It was a great feeling. So nice shave by the Simpson's brush. The Timeless did amazing. It's a great way to pause this Nacet for a while we play with other stuff. And here in the next while, I will put up that form, and maybe I'll put it as a post on my YouTube page, the text posts, and then you guys will have a link to that form so that you can go and vote for stuff you like. All right. Okay. Go ahead and put in any last minute questions while I look at closing down the shave here. 27 milliliters of water is used. Hey, Seth, long time no speak. Welcome. You're catching everything at the end of the shave. Oh, chopped off a whole hair follicle? Like through a bad nick? Yeah, Walden. Again, thank you, Walden, for jumping in there and with the data and telling me the razor that I used the last shave because my mind was wrong, and he led me to the blade. We for the first, yeah, Linus was funny. The first 10 minutes was a good bit of drama there, but yes, I'll have my little envelope. I'll put the matter of fact. Why don't I do that right now? I will loosen up the guy, and I'm going to swish him in some nice clean water. Take him out. Put him where he's supposed to be, in the pedestal of honor. And he will he will sit and wait until next time. And then what I do now, usually once I've hit a milestone like this, is I'll play around with other blades, and then I will do like a 10 shaves with it. And so then I'll bump to 460. And then I'll pause it, shave with some other stuff. Then whenever I feel like it, I'll do another 10 shaves with it. That kind of thing. Thank you, Seth. Oh, okay, you're being dramatic. Roger that. Thank you, man. Thank you for the 450. Congrats. I appreciate that. Just kind of wiping off my razor parts. There was a funny post, funny little thing going around years ago. A guy talking about what he does with M&Ms, and he stages a coup de grace, a battle royale with the M&Ms, and he takes two M&Ms, puts them together between his fingers, and he squeezes them, and then whichever one breaks, he eats it. And he takes that winner and he pits it against the next one, and then he goes through the whole pack of M&Ms, and then at the end he's left with the one winner. And then he takes that one, he tapes it to an index card, and he mails it back to M&M Company for further research and development and better improvement in their genetics. I thought that was pretty funny. So, yeah, I should be sponsored by Gillette and Nacet people, right? Actually, they probably don't want anybody to know what I'm doing, right? They probably want to keep me. Matter of fact, if I end up dead, if I end up with a razor slash to the throat, then it was probably Gillette that did it. Oh, the Gillette mob came after me because I was cutting in on their profits. Clinton. I'm sorry, that one escapes me. I don't get that joke. I need to, man, this puck of Valobra has got stuff I need to wipe off. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Right. Thank you. I don't pay attention to a lot of that kind of pop stuff. Um, so yeah, that's why I didn't get that reference. All right, so that is Valobra, a wonderful part of our shaving history, probably bigger in the European market. You can kind of see the like Greek influence, or I don't know, something. But yeah, stuff, very good stuff. So if anybody wants to get a jump start, get ready to take a screenshot or something like that, and you can get a jump start at picking your favorites for the next few weeks. And do I have a marker? Yes, I do. Valobra. There we go. Alex, roger that. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, my bed is calling me too. Take off. Have a good night's sleep. I'm shutting everything down. Any last minute questions while I do that? Feel free to jump in. You few, you happy few, you band of brothers. For he today sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day. I didn't have to memorize too many things for English class, but that was one of them, and I think it was pretty cool. All right, Akime, see you next stream. Yeah, man. Seth, you too. Take care. And I think maybe the sterling sheep will be what we use next time. All right, guys. You have a good night. 450 is done. Take care. We'll see you next time. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves.